First of all, thank you for having me here. I'm afraid I cannot speak Montenegrin, so I have to revert to English unless you want me to speak Italian. My name is Piervittorio Farabbi. I'm the CEO and accountable manager and one of the administrators of Tirani International Airport. The difference between Tirana and the airports of Montenegro, first of all, is that the concession, the PPP, started in 2004. And until 2021, the airport was in the hand of different consortium made up of German and then Canadian and eventually Chinese corporation. In 2021, the Castrati Group, which is an Albanian industrial group, has taken over the airport and has shared the vision. I think Ioannis was talking about vision before, the vision that the government of Albania had to transform Albania in a tourist destination. At the time, the airport was doing 3.3 million passengers. In 2019, actually, not in 2021, because in 2029, as you remember, we were in the middle of the pandemic. And last year, we closed at 10.7 million passengers. At the same time, the tourist sector was less than 17% of the GDP in 2019, and now is more than 25% of the GDP. This means that the vision that was implemented was to transform the airport of Tirana in a gateway to allow everybody to come to Albania, to visit it, to do business, to reconcile with their relatives and friends. As you know, there's a big diaspora of Albanians in Italy, in Spain, but everywhere in the world, like Italians. But also to open the country, which was a mystery for many, to Europe first and to the world in general. And this is what we have been trying to achieve ever since. Now, when the concession was passed to the Castrati Group, the government agreed on an investment plan of about 100 million euros to be completed by 2040. We spent 100 million euros in infrastructure development, equipment, in the first 3 years of the concession. And we are planning to spend more or less the same in the next 5 years. So the transformation has been enormous. We grew 220% over 2019. Today is the 15th. By May 10th, we did exactly the same passengers we did in 2019, 3.3 million passengers. And we plan to have 1 million passengers in May, more than 1 million passengers in June, in July, in August, in September, and inshallah, even in October. Speaking of extending the tourism period, okay? Albania is not necessarily a summer destination. You cannot ski, but there's people coming in Christmas and New Year's Eve because what they want to try is experience something new. You can visit the bunker, you can try the food, you can go to the Orthodox Church one day, to the mosque the next, to the Catholic Cathedral the third one if you want. So they come for the experience, they come for motivation, for curiosity. Many go cycling also, but then of course they come for the tourism. And I think that the colleagues that they deal with real estate development know that there's a boom in both real estate for private development, but also for hospitality. I understand that there were more than 4.5 billion euros pledged by different organizations, different investors, also from abroad, to bring brands like Sheraton, Hilton, Amana, and Hyatt, and whatnot. What we did at the airport, I'm responsible for that, was to accommodate this growth. The vision was to allow everybody to come, all the airlines, but as you know, in Europe, what moves passengers are the low-cost carrier. And to do so, we had to change the way we operated the airport, make sure that their turnaround was the fastest possible, so they don't waste time on the ground, but also to make the airport as accessible, economically speaking, as possible. So at the same time, while the Castrati Group was investing, as you said, 100 million euros in infrastructure, so we built more parking stands, we expanded the terminal, already tripled the size of the terminal, but we are not stopping there. We are extending the runway. the government reduced the embarkation tax from 10 euros to 1. And we are in talks to eliminate this even this euro. Because what they don't make by taking it from the airport, they certainly make by all the other impact in the economy that is done, it trickle down everywhere, from the north to the very south towards Sarando, Axamil. This was the vision shared by every stakeholder in our industry. As I said, the Office of the Prime Minister, the Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, the Civil Aviation Authority, and eventually the private investor. We don't have a strong national carrier, so most of the traffic, 80% plus, is done by low-cost carrier, and we serve more than 120 direct destinations. We still have all the major carriers connecting us to all the major hubs in Europe, so you can go to Paris, London Heathrow, Munich, Frankfurt, Fiumicino, Belgrade, Warsaw, Istanbul, so you can choose that. We fly to the Gulf, just about everywhere, from Oman to Saudi, to Bahrain and Kuwait. But the plan, of course, is for us to expand this and reach long-haul destinations, especially to North America. The fact that we are where we are help us also become not just the gateway for Albania, but we realize that we are becoming the gateway for the Western Balkans. People with Montenegrin passport, they used the airport of Tirana last year were more than 120,000. And this doesn't count all the people with other passports that came through Tirana to come to Montenegro. Yeah. We see even the bus for the tour operator picking up the passengers in Tirana and bringing them because there's no direct flight. I think one of the gentleman before was mentioning direct flight, direct connection and connectivity. This is what is helping. When you have a good offering, and I'm sure that Montenegro has a good offering, maybe regionally even better than the one that we had in Albania, all you have to do is to give the possibility for the people to come. Then they will find their sector. There's people that want the 5-star plus. Melia open an all-inclusive resort in Durres, which is 5-star plus. But there's also backpackers that are coming with Ryanair. It doesn't matter. They will find a way to locate themselves in the market, let's say.